Every generation has a love story it can't stop talking about. For the 2010s, that story was Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. Justin was barely a teenager when his life transformed overnight. A Canadian kid uploading covers on YouTube, discovered by Scooter Braun, and launched into global stardom. Within a few years, he wasn't just a pop star, he was the pop star. The face on every magazine cover, the voice screaming out of every radio, the boy millions of teenagers dreamed of. Selena Gomez had her own spotlight. She was Disney royalty, starring in Wizards of Waverly Place, with a fan base that saw her as wholesome, relatable, the good girl next door. When the two worlds collided, it felt like destiny. In 2011, when Justin and Selena officially stepped out as a couple, the internet practically broke. Jelena became more than a relationship. It was a brand. Red carpet appearances, vacation paparazzi shots, Instagram captions. To millions of fans, they represented the ultimate fairy tale. The teenage idol and the Disney princess, living out young love under the brightest lights in the world. But here's the truth about fairy tales in Hollywood. They rarely survive reality. Behind the carefully curated photos and the glamorous appearances, things were far more complicated. Being together meant carrying the weight of not just their own expectations, but the obsession of millions. Every smile was analyzed, every argument magnified, every breakup headline news. The pressure wasn't just external. Justin was growing from a boy into a man while carrying the crushing demands of fame. Selena was balancing her own career, her health, and the constant scrutiny that came with being Justin Bieber's girlfriend. To the outside world, Jelena looked perfect. But even in those early years, the cracks were there. Rumors of jealousy, trust issues, and breakups followed them from the very beginning. And soon, what started as a picture-perfect romance would transform into one of the most turbulent and toxic cycles pop culture has ever seen. Fairy tales usually end with happily ever after. For Justin and Selena, the story was closer to on again, off again, forever. Between 2011 and 2018, their relationship became a cycle that fans and tabloids couldn't look away from. One month, they were spotted kissing on a yacht in Mexico. The next, they were unfollowing each other on Instagram. A single photo of Justin with another girl could spark a week of rumors. A single cryptic lyric in a Selena song could ignite fan wars across Twitter. For years, the world watched them break up, make up, and break up again. And every time, the emotional stakes seemed higher. Rumors of cheating swirled around Justin, while Selena spoke about heartbreak and trust issues in her music. Justin, meanwhile, battled his own demons: substance abuse, arrests, public meltdowns. Their private struggles were played out as public drama, each fight and reconciliation a headline. It wasn't just a teenage romance anymore, it was a global obsession. Paparazzi chased them through airports. Fans dissected every lyric, every caption, every glance. Instead of two young people figuring out their lives, Justin and Selena became characters in a story they couldn't escape. And the toll was real. Selena later admitted that the relationship left her feeling emotionally abused, a comment that sent shockwaves through the fan base. Justin confessed in interviews that he was reckless, immature, and often self-destructive. The love was real, but so was the damage. By 2018, the cycle reached its breaking point. After years of chaos, they finally split for good, or so it seemed. Selena focused on her health and music. Justin spiraled into a new chapter. But one thing was certain: neither of them would ever fully shake the shadow of Jelena. Because when Justin moved on, the world didn't see it as a new beginning. it saw it as a betrayal and the birth of a new firestorm. Hailey Baldwin had always been on the periphery of Justin's world. The daughter of actor Stephen Baldwin, she grew up in a family already familiar with fame. As a teenager, she moved through the same circles as other celebrity kids, attending events where Justin was often present. Their first photos together date back to 2009, long before anyone imagined they'd end up married. For years, Hailey was described as just a friend. She appeared in interviews, in social media posts, sometimes even attending the same church as Justin. But in 2016, during one of Justin's many breaks from Selena, the friendship turned romantic. It didn't last long then, but the seed was planted. In 2018, after Justin's final breakup with Selena, things escalated quickly, shockingly quickly. Within weeks of reconnecting with Hailey, Justin proposed. 2 months later, they were married in a courthouse ceremony. Fans were stunned. The media was ruthless. To some, it looked like true love finally finding its way. To others, it looked like Justin rushing into a marriage as a way to bury the pain of losing Selena. Hailey suddenly went from being the friend in the background to Mrs. Bieber, center stage in one of the most scrutinized relationships in pop culture. She gained not just a husband, but millions of critics. Every move she made, every outfit she wore, every caption she posted was compared to Selena. And for many fans, she could never measure up. But Justin and Hailey tried to present a united front. They attended red carpets together, appeared in Vogue spreads, and spoke openly about their faith and marriage. The message was clear. This was the new Bieber era. Yet even as they built a life together, the shadow of Selena hung over them. Every interview, every fan encounter carried the ghost of Yelena. Hailey might have had the ring, but she never seemed to have the uncontested approval of the fan base. And soon, that lack of approval would explode into a war, one fought not in private, but across millions of screens around the world. If Justin and Hailey thought marriage would quiet the noise, they were wrong. In fact, it only amplified it. The internet turned their relationship into a battlefield. On one side, Selena's devoted fan base, the Selenators. On the other, Justin's Beliebers. And caught in the crossfire was Hailey, who became the target of relentless scrutiny. Every public appearance was dissected. If Hailey wore a dress similar to one Selena had worn, accusations of copying flooded TikTok and Instagram. If Justin posted a photo that looked less affectionate, fans claimed he still loved Selena. Entire YouTube compilations were created, comparing Selena's and Hailey's mannerisms side by side. The cruelty escalated. Selena once went live on Instagram, telling fans to stop sending death threats to Hailey. Hailey herself admitted that the online hate was constant, overwhelming, and sometimes unbearable. For every fan who wished the couple well, there seemed to be 1,000 more fueling conspiracies that Justin had been forced into marriage. The feud wasn't just between fans. Even celebrities got pulled in. Kylie Jenner, Taylor Swift, and others were rumored to take sides, sometimes fanning the flames without even realizing it. Memes, subtweets, and likes became weapons in a never-ending social media war. What made it darker was the parasocial nature of it all. Millions of strangers, most of whom had never met Justin, Selena, or Hailey, felt entitled to decide who belonged with whom. They projected their own fantasies and heartbreaks onto a relationship they weren't part of, turning real people into characters in a toxic soap opera. Justin and Hailey tried to block out the noise, leaning on faith, therapy, and each other. But the constant comparisons to Selena made it nearly impossible. And while Hailey was learning what it meant to live in Selena's shadow, Selena herself was writing a new chapter, one that would shift the balance of sympathy and power once again. While Justin and Hailey were struggling under the weight of online wars, Selena Gomez was stepping into a new role, one that transformed her from pop star into something much bigger. Selena had faced serious challenges in her personal life. She battled lupus, a chronic autoimmune disease that led to a kidney transplant in 2017. She spoke openly about her struggles with anxiety and depression, and later admitted herself into treatment programs to prioritize her mental health. Instead of hiding these battles, Selena made them part of her public story. And that transparency changed everything. Fans didn't just admire her music anymore, they admired her resilience. She became a symbol of survival and authenticity in an industry built on illusion. Songs like "Lose You to Love Me" weren't just hits. They were seen as anthems of empowerment, and many listeners believed they were directly aimed at Justin. Beyond music, Selena built a business empire. Her beauty brand, Rare Beauty, wasn't just another celebrity line. It carried a message of self-acceptance and mental health awareness. Rare Beauty exploded in popularity, making her one of the most successful entrepreneurs of her generation. This reinvention shifted the narrative. While Justin and Hailey often looked defensive or embattled in the public eye, Selena appeared stronger, more independent, and more admired than ever. Fans rallied behind her, praising her authenticity and contrasting it with what they saw as Hailey's attempts to replace her. The result was a power imbalance. Selena became the ultimate winner in the public eye. The ex who moved on, grew stronger, and turned pain into success. And that perception only increased the pressure on Justin and Hailey. But just when it seemed Selena had fully escaped the cycle, love brought her back into the spotlight. This time with a partner who would change everything. For years, Selena Gomez's love life was defined by one name: Justin Bieber. That's why her relationship with producer Benny Blanco shocked so many people. Benny wasn't another Hollywood heartthrob or tabloid magnate. He was a behind-the-scenes hitmaker, someone who had quietly shaped some of the biggest songs of the decade. What started as friendship evolved into romance, and by 2025, the couple had become inseparable. Selena looked genuinely happy, more grounded, more stable, and more at peace than she had ever appeared during her Jelena years. Benny wasn't just a partner, he was a safe haven. On September 27, 2025, Selena and Benny tied the knot in a private but star-studded ceremony. Photos of the wedding flooded social media, and headlines declared it a fairy tale ending. Fans around the world celebrated the moment as the closure Selena deserved. To them, it was proof that she had finally moved on for good. But not everyone was celebrating. The timing, the symbolism, the sheer weight of the moment didn't go unnoticed by Justin Bieber. Just hours after Selena's wedding, Justin posted a photo of himself courtside at a basketball game. The caption included lyrics from his own song, "I Do." The message was subtle, but the timing was impossible to ignore. Fans immediately interpreted it as a cryptic response to Selena's marriage. Was it coincidence or confession? The internet erupted. Comment sections lit up with speculation that Justin was still haunted by his past. Others accused him of disrespecting his wife, Hailey, by seemingly acknowledging Selena on her wedding day. It was a reminder that, no matter how far the story had drifted, Justin was still tethered to Selena in the public's imagination. And as Selena celebrated a new beginning, Justin and Hailey found themselves pulled back into the spotlight, facing questions that cut to the core of their marriage. For Justin and Hailey, Selena's wedding wasn't just another headline. It was a stress test for their entire marriage. Fans began flooding Hailey's accounts with comments suggesting she was the backup plan, that Justin would always love Selena more. Old clips resurfaced of Justin looking distant during interviews or failing to defend Hailey in public, and they were framed as proof that their marriage was fragile. TikTok montages compared Justin's body language with Selena versus Hailey, racking up millions of views. Hailey, already the target of years of online hate, suddenly found herself under even more pressure. Even when Selena publicly asked her fans to stop sending death threats, the narrative didn't change. Hailey was still the woman who would never escape comparison. And now, with Selena happily married, she was being painted as the one holding on to a man who couldn't let go. Justin, meanwhile, faced questions about his own happiness. He spoke in interviews about struggling with his mental health, about finding stability through faith and therapy, but the speculation only grew louder. Was Justin truly committed to his marriage? Or was he stuck in the shadow of a love he never fully resolved? The couple leaned into their image of unity, posting photos together, attending events hand in hand, projecting stability. And beneath it all, one truth remained. Selena's story had moved forward, while Justin and Hailey's story seemed trapped, circling the same questions again and again, which left one final question. How will history remember this tangled web of love, fame, and obsession? In the end, the story of Justin, Selena, Hailey, and now Benny has become much bigger than the people at its center. It's not just about a teenage romance gone wrong, or a marriage under strain, or a wedding that stirred up old wounds. It's about the machinery of modern celebrity culture and how it consumes real lives. The tragedy is that none of them truly control the narrative anymore. The internet does. Parasocial obsession has blurred the line between entertainment and harassment, between admiration and cruelty. Critically, this saga exposes the dark side of fame itself. Justin, Selena, Hailey, and Benny are not just individuals. They're characters in a soap opera the world insists on watching. And even when they try to move on, the audience won't let them. The dark side of this love story isn't just about them, it's about us. The world that refuses to let them move on, and the cost of turning real people into endless entertainment.